I think today we were more intentional about actually setting screens and cutting, even if you're not going to get the ball, so that we can be really good teammates. So our bigs were setting really good screens, and our guards, we were cutting hard so that way we had to draw the defense and then get our other teammates open. And then we were just knocking down shots. Coach Ralph actually said it in the locker room. She's like, when you do it the right way, the shots go in for you. So that's what happened tonight.
Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, Jordyn, the tide seemed to kind of turn with your initial offensive rebound and one. Did you have a discussion with teammates, or what was the kind of energy around the team after you made that really changed the game?
I mean, honestly, we try to give a lot of energy and like hype after any kind of bucket. So there wasn't anything that was different about that bucket. You know, any bucket that we hit, we try to celebrate each other all the time. So that's what we did.
You guys have anything else to go over?
What does it mean to have, back-to-back SEC wins for the first time since I think anybody has been here on the current team?
It means everything, honestly. The people who've been here for the longest, we're just trusting the process, and we're finally starting to see a lot of change, and it makes us feel really good. But, we have a long way to go, so, we just got to keep playing the way we're playing and then try to get some more wins.
Anything else, Sam? All right, Jordyn, I think that's it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Great.
Good.
Can you hear me, Coach?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great. Let's start us off with a statement before we open up to questions.
You want a statement from me?
If you'd like to give one.
Sure. I think I would like to just start by saying I'm really proud of my team. And I think we're growing leaps and bounds every day, and that doesn't always show up in the stat sheet or in the wins and loss column. But the fact that we bounced back from that 5-game losing streak, it was a tough stretch for us, and we lost Jordyn. There's a lot that can happen to a team when you went through what we went through over those last couple of weeks. But their resiliency, like I've talked about before, their belief and their trust in us as a coaching staff and each other and in the program that we're building is palpable. You can feel it. You can see it. I thought our shoot-around this morning was one of the best shoot-arounds that we've had this year. And then you saw that in the first half. Now, that being said, you also saw the other team that we have in parts of the second half where we were turning the ball over, we were giving up open shots, our defense didn't look like it did in the first half. So obviously it's much better to learn lessons with a win than with a loss. But I'd like to see us be able to put together 4 straight quarters of what we did in the first half. We still turned the ball over. Even in the first half, we turned the ball over 16 times, but we just shot a high percentage. So it didn't affect us as much. And 27 turnovers for our team is just not acceptable. So we have to do a much better job of ball security as we move forward. I also want to say Jordyn Cambridge is one of the toughest players that I've ever coached. And it's been a pleasure watching her come back from what she went through over the last week to do what she does. And having her on the court makes us a different team. When Brene plays like she did tonight, we're a different team. I think our freshmen are coming along. Sasha Washington, the last 2 games, has given us big minutes. So we're growing leaps and bounds. And I'm just really happy for this team that it showed up in the win column today.
All right, and Sam, you guys just hung my way. Ready?
Shea, just with the offense in general, you did make a lot of shots. Was there anything different that was being done today, or was it just a matter of the ball going in?
That's a good question. I think maybe a little bit of both. I think when we execute our offense better, when we cut harder, when we set better screens, when our timing is a little bit better, then our shots are more in rhythm and we're more open. So we have a higher probability and chance of making them. I thought our shot selection was really good today. In the first half, I also thought that we didn't give up on things when it got a little bit tougher to run our offense. We've been really working on the pressure that we're seeing in the SEC and how to get into our offense when we're not exactly able to just pass and cut and it looks all pretty. So we still have some work to do on that, but today was much, much better. I was proud of our execution, but it really is all us. So while we were pressured in the second half, it's not like we haven't seen that before, right? It's not like we haven't seen that before. No one should be able to stop us from doing what we want to do on offense. So we talk a lot to our team about that. It's not necessarily what the other team is doing, but credit to teams for pressuring us and getting us to turn the ball over. It's always about how we're executing, how hard we're cutting, how well we're screening, how we're working together and communicating. We still have work to do there, but it's certainly better than it was in the beginning of the season, and I think you saw that today.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit more about what, like specifically Ion Moore, but as well as Jordyn Cambridge and Renee Alexander did today that allowed them to be so effective offensively, both dishing out a lot of assists and shooting at a high volume or high efficiency?
Right. Well, they were tough with the ball, number one. And I really do. I know it sounds crazy when I say this to you guys, and sometimes I think I sound crazy, but when you're running offense, and this is what I've learned over my coaching career, when you're running offense, it's not the offense that you're running. It's not really the players. I mean, you need to have skilled players. It's how you do it. So understanding how hard you have to cut every single time you make a cut in offense, and you may not get open, but you will get one of your teammates open. How hard you have to screen. The best scorers in the country understand how important screening is. Because if you set a great screen, your man is going to have to help, and now you're going to be open. I think all those little things we've really tried to focus on since we've gotten here, because we just didn't understand those concepts. And it doesn't really matter what we run, but when we run it the right way, then we're going to get open shots. We're going to get good looks. And our players, those players that you just talked about, they can make really hard things look very easy. So we're shooting the ball at a high percentage. That's not easy to do all the time, but when you have wide open shots in rhythm that are high percentage shots for you, most likely they're going to go in. I think we've done a better job of distributing the ball so that the pressure doesn't fall on all the guard's shoulders to make jump shots. We've gotten much more paint touches. I don't know if you guys have noticed in the past couple of games. We've made a concerted effort to get the ball in the lane a little bit, take the pressure off our guards, maybe get in the free throw line a little bit more often. And I think that that's also helped us balance our offense.
Shea, it's been almost 5 years since this team won back-to-back SEC games. What does it mean for you guys to have those, back-to-back wins, and then, going forward, how are you going to take this stretch?
I did not know that. 5 years? This is a tough conference. What it means, these are good questions you guys are asking me today. For me, and I really mean this when I say this to you guys, to see them have success and enjoy the process and become more of a team and understand how valuable that is, how hard it is to do, how easy it is to lose and break and fall apart when things are tough, but to see them really fight to do that on a daily basis is joyful for me. So this, obviously, back-to-back wins, we're going to enjoy it. We're going to celebrate it. But I think we're capable of more. That's where my mind is. I'm mad that we didn't win by 30. That's where my mind is, while understanding how far we've come and enjoying the process of it with this team. Because I don't want that to be lost either. When you try to do something that's really great, I think sometimes the process can be miserable for some people. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And maybe it isn't, but we can still have fun getting better. And so that's a huge part of what we're trying to do. Yes, we're going to challenge them. Yes, I'm going to get mad at them. I'm going to demand more of them. But I'm going to make sure that they enjoy every moment of this college basketball experience that they have playing for me on this team at this university. And we're going to do special things because of that. And the stuff that I tell them to do, I remind myself every day. Put your head down. Do the work. Show up and give your best. We talked about that before the game today. You guys remember that Olympic athlete, Hassan, the Dutch long-distance runner that tripped and fell and was like 100 meters behind and got up and won the race. And, there was a lot of talk about why would she do that. And she said that just because that's who she is. So that I want that to be who I am. And I want that to be who my players are every day. No matter what the circumstances are, no matter how we're feeling, we show up and give each other our best. And when you do that with good people, you're always going to have a good time. Doesn't make it any easier or more challenging, But so, yeah, this is awesome. All these new things we're doing with this program and team, like we're enjoying it. But honestly, the day-to-day process has been the most fun part of it for me.
Obviously, right after the game, you should celebrate a little, celebrate this win. But is the message in the next practice going to be we should do exactly what we did in this game, or is it going to be there was too many turnovers? What did we do wrong?
Both. The message is going to be both. The team that we are capable of being, we saw that, we felt it, we executed that tonight. And then the team that we're capable of being on the other side, we saw that, we felt it. And so we have to be less of that team and more of the team that I know we can be. And just exactly what I was telling you in the question before. We have to be us. That has to be us. The more we do that, the more habit forming it becomes. And then once it's a habit, now we believe that's who we are, and that drives our behavior. So we don't have these dips of like, here's this, rearing its ugly head, this other team that we are. No, we're this team. And the less and less we let ourselves be the other team, the more habit forming that is. And then now we believe that's who we are, and we operate that way every single day, whether it's practice or a game. So the message has to be both. I want them to enjoy the win and the success, but we've got to learn from those mistakes, because those will be mistakes that cost us a game down the road if we don't fix them.
Congrats. Thanks.
Thank you guys so much. Great to see you all. Thank you.